Gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. I got my captaincy on. This is the Drafted Up podcast. Today, we're running through week 9 of the NFL slate. We also got our plays of the week. You already know where to find the show. Apple, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you watch and listen. We appreciate you guys. Like, rate, subscribe, review. If you haven't already, share, tell a friend. If they're into the football, send them our podcast. We always appreciate the support. That's Nick. I'm Theo. This is the Drafted Up podcast. How are you doing this cold, wet Hallows Eve?
Yeah, man. Tomorrow's Halloween. Favorite holiday of the year. Love this time of year. Absolutely adore everything about it. I'm pretty excited for it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm exhausted though, so just ready to get today over with. But man, we got some games to talk about, baby.
Yeah.
Welcome back though. By the way, welcome back.
Thank you. Yeah. Shout out K-Dog. Running down the show with Nick on Tuesday. I just needed a day off because we're short-staffed at work currently, so I've just been churning through doing 2 supervisor jobs, and I'm just I'm over. I was on my way home before we recorded, and work was blowing up my phone. They've been doing it all day. Like, this is my day off. I'm not even supposed to be at work. And yeah, so that was fun. Got to handle that on my way in. But yeah, we got some decent games to talk about. We got plays of the week. You guys did good on Tuesday covering news. I don't think there's a ton of stuff to cover today. It'll just be some minor injury stuff, but we'll talk about those during the games.
Yeah, it's all stuff we can talk about during games for sure.
Yeah, all right, let's get into our plays of the week, our Dubby Energy plays of the week. We're looking to eat those dubs. I flew too close to the sun 2 weeks ago, but I went through the sun this past week, scoring the second most points we've had in plays of the week, and I beat Nick by a cool 50 points this week, courtesy of my superstar lineup of Bo Nix, Chase Brown, Michael Pittman, and Kyle Pitts. So yeah, shout out those fellas. So now I am 3-4-1. Nick's 4-3-1. He's got the point edge still. Game. He's got 20 points up on me currently. So he's still got a little bit of an edge there. The W Energy plays of the week. W Energy, good, clean energy. No jitters, no crash, none of that stuff. No artificial dyes, no sweeteners. They got a collab now out with Chainsaw Man. It's called Bleeding Orange. It's going to be blood orange flavored. Go figure. I got it coming in the mail. It should be here any day now. It could be here already by the time you're listening, so I can't wait to give that a go. They also got other flavors. They got hydration lines. They got merch. Check them out over at Dubby Energy. Use the code DRAFTEDUP for a nice 10% discount anytime you use that purchase. Nick, why don't you kick us off? Who is your quarterback play of the week here for week 9 of the fantasy football season?
First time for this guy to be my start of the week, which is kind of surprising, I'm not going to lie, because it is my quarterback of the New York Football Giants. It is Jackson Dart without Malik Neighbors, without Cam Skattebo. I think our team is going to be hyped up just to show that we are not relying on Cam Skattebo's energy, and we can go out there and play some decent ball without those two guys, because we still have our leader in Jackson Dart, and he is still the key to everything in New York, and the offense has been running through him. He has scored at least 2 touchdowns in every single game he has started. 12 total touchdowns in 5 starts. He has been unbelievable in the first quarter, amazing on the first drive. And we're playing San Fran, who's below average. I think they're the 17th ranked passing defense for fantasy. So Dart can pass on him. Dart can run on him. No Cam Skattebo around the goal line, so I expect Dart to possibly get some goal line work too, so maybe a rushing touchdown or 2. I don't know how efficient Tracy's going to be as a starter again. He had a nice little rookie season last year. I don't expect him to blow anyone away, but I expect us to rely heavily on Jackson Dart on Sunday. So my start of the week, quarterback, Jackson Dart, New York Giants versus San Francisco 49ers.
All right. I like that. My quarterback play of the week is a former New York Giant, and he is making his debut somehow 9 weeks into the season as a play of the week. Hasn't been done yet. It's Daniel Jones of the Indianapolis Colts. They travel to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers. The Steelers' pass defense is terrible. It is flaming garbage. They got blown up last week by Jordan Love. They gave up Justin Fields' best fantasy day week 1, and we were like, target them, and then they kind of turned it around, and they went back to just getting ripped up. They're giving up like 280 yards a game passing, and it's on a historic like bottom 5 level at this rate. Daniel Jones has been a top 12 quarterback more often than not. He's got juice with his legs. The Colts are playing great football. So Daniel Jones, lock him in. He's a great play at quarterback this week against a very bad Pittsburgh pass defense.
Hell yeah. I like Daniel Jones a lot this week. I seen you got him in before I could. 2 weeks in a row, you got your quarterback in before I did. So next week, I'm going to be on the ball. I'm going to get my shit in Monday morning, make sure I get all the hot matchups.
He's gonna text me after the podcast tonight. Here are my plays of the week for week 10 and 11.
Week 10, locked in, signed and loaded. I'm getting risky with my running back, man. I'm not going to lie to you. I might as well go right into it. It's Kyle Monungai of the Chicago Bears versus the worst run defense in football, the Cincinnati Bengals. And the only reason it's him and it's not Swift is because Swift hasn't practiced on Wednesday. He hasn't practiced on Thursday, being today. And if he doesn't practice on Friday, he's not going to play, and Kyle Monungai is going to go up against the worst ranked run defense.
The juiciest matchup, yeah.
Oh, so juicy. And I get last week, wasn't it? 2 weeks ago, he had his huge breakout week, 13 carries, 81 yards, and a touchdown on the ground. Looked phenomenal. RB12 on the week. Everyone was like, oh, Monungai going forward is going to be startable. He played Baltimore, which is a good matchup. He didn't perform. He only had 7 carries for 24. It is what it is. But he was still out there for almost 50% of snaps. So even if Swift plays, he is going to be out there near 50% of snaps versus a terrible Cincinnati Bengals defense. And if Swift plays, he's not going to be 100%. He hasn't practiced all week. So just to keep an eye on Swift, if he doesn't go Friday, he's most likely not going to play. And Monungai has the juiciest matchup all of fantasy this week versus the Bengals. So I'm getting real risky with this one, dog. So Kyle Monungai versus Cincinnati Bengals, week 9 matchup, start of the week. Feeling real nasty. Ooh.
Hey, I get it. I also went a little juicy on tight end, so we'll get to the tight end later. Feels good to feel frisky here with the 4 bye week, so you can afford to make a little risks here. But I like the Monungai matchup, especially if Swift's not out there and he gets to carry the full workload there. I'm gonna ride the hotness of Kamani Vidal, the Los Angeles Chargers running back. They're going to travel to play the worst team in football, the Tennessee Titans. Monungai's coming off a 117-yard touchdown performance against the Vikings on Thursday night. He is the back here in Los Angeles. There's no split time with Hassan Haskins. None of the other backs are involved. Amari Hampton's still out. This is Monungai's backfield. This is Vidal's backfield for the Chargers against one of the worst run defenses in football, the Tennessee Titans. We saw what Jonathan Taylor did to them last week. We've seen what a ton of running backs have done here. This is a matchup you want to target for your running backs here. So I'm just going to continue the hotness of Kamani Vidal while you still can against Tennessee for the Chargers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I like that a lot. I'm just going to give you the win this week. I'm not going to lie to you. Your first 3 guys are people we're going to lock in, and every time I went back to our docket, I'm like, oh, nope, TJ already locked that guy in. Nope, TJ already locked that guy in. Oh, goddamn, TJ already locked this guy coming up soon. I'm like, goddamn. So all these guys I have are not technically my start of the weeks. TJ and I are kind of sharing some start of the weeks.
Maybe those backup options are going to come through in the clutch for you.
I don't know, man. I pulled Kyle Monungai out of a hat. I'm not going to lie. You want me to do my receiver?
Yeah,
or you want to roll?
Yeah, jump in. Wide receiver.
All right, my receiver it's a guy that's been underperforming a little bit, but he's relying heavily on touchdowns all season. He's got 5 of them on the season, so that's a really good number so far, but it's DK Metcalf versus the Indianapolis Colts. The Colts are amazing. I get it, but they have the 31st ranked fantasy defense for receivers. Receivers score on the Colts because teams are trying to keep up with the Colts.
Mm-hmm.
The Steelers are going to pass. So Aaron Rodgers, hope to God he passes to DK Metcalf because he's still getting targets. 9 targets, 5 targets, 7 targets. Those are his last 3. He hasn't brought in a bunch of them, but he's still getting touchdowns. And as long as Pittsburgh's down, they're going to be passing. And most of it's going to DK Metcalf. Roman Wilson's not quite reliable. Calvin Austin's not quite reliable. DK Metcalf is the guy that's reliable, and I'm not worried about the 16 tight ends that they have in this room. So give me DK Metcalf versus the Indianapolis Colts. I think he's going to go off, and I think we're going to have a huge old-school DK Metcalf kind of performance like we saw in Week 4 versus Minnesota. I'm talking over 100 yards, maybe 2 tutties. Big week for DK Metcalf incoming.
All right. My wide receiver is, not the old reliable. This isn't someone you can rely on week in and week out, but you can rely on the matchup. He's playing the Dallas Cowboys on Monday Night Football, and it is Marvin Harrison Jr., the Arizona Cardinals. Kyler Murray should be back. Even if he wasn't back, this didn't matter to me because Jacoby Brissett has done a wonderful job the previous 2 weeks running this offense. In fact, the offense looked better with Jacoby Brissett those 2 games than they have with Kyler Murray all season. Marvin Harrison's been touch and go all year. He's had 2 top 12 performances, and the rest have been like outside the top 30. You haven't been happy with Marv. And again, I don't think it's a Marvin Harrison thing. I think it is an Arizona Cardinals issue. And that even stems past Kyler Murray. I think is a coaching offensive scheme issue here. But the Cowboys are the juiciest matchup for your wide receivers. Troy Franklin last week, wide receiver 1 against the Dallas Cowboys. Bo Dallas at quarterback last week was, top.
Bo Dallas? You got wrestling on the brain, brother.
Bo played Dallas. Bo Nix.
You just got a Bo leave.
Yeah. He was a top play at quarterback. The Cowboys, they have this high-powered offense, but their defense is so beatable. They're in shootouts. The over-under for this game is 54.5. So Vegas is projecting a ton of points. So lock in Marvin Harrison. It hasn't been a guy you can confidently play all year, but this matchup's too juicy to let Marv sit on your bench, and you'll be regretting it. So put Marv Jr. in the lineup, and you'll be happy here for the former top 5 pick.
Marv's big games come on the back of touchdowns. And in order for Arizona to be in this game, they're going to be scoring a bunch of points because of Dallas's defense.
Yep.
I really do expect Marv to get into the end zone. I would say Trey McBride as well, but if Kyler Murray's there, there's a good chance he does not get into the end zone, dude. So
no, gone are our days
rough.
Of Trey McBride as a touchdown threat.
It happens.
Let's round it out. Tight ends.
Tight end. This might be the first time a guy that has goosed the previous week is now the start of the week prior. I'm going with Jake Ferguson, Cowboys, obviously, versus Arizona. We just talked about the game. He played Denver's defense last week, and he was blocking a bunch because of their pass rush. So he was the 6th offensive lineman. He only had 1 target. He wasn't used heavily in the passing game. I get it. Every single week before that, even week 1, he has seen mondo targets. He's heavily involved in this passing game. 4 games before last week, he scored touchdowns. Some of them were double-digit touchdowns. He's had 6 touchdowns in 5 weeks. One of those weeks, he had 0. So that's just insane. Give me Jake Ferguson versus the Cardinals on Monday night, prime time. I fully expect Dak to get him more involved just because of last week. I think, I'm not going to say he's not going to out-target CD, but there's a good chance he definitely out-targets George Pickens this upcoming week. I think he's going to be heavily involved. So give me confidently Jake Ferguson, start of the week. There was a time where this guy was just a little too good to be the starts of the week, but that goose last week, baby, I had to take full advantage of him goosing last week to be start of the week here.
He's absolutely eligible in my eyes. And fun fact here about Jake Ferguson, this is the first repeat of tight end. We have managed to do 16 different tight ends up until this point. No repeats there. Yeah.
Did not know that.
Yeah, I was looking through it. I'm like, man, Jake Ferguson's probably been used a bunch. Nope, just once, week 4, where he got a nice 17 points against the Green Bay Packers. So history shows it should be a Jake Ferguson game. Here we go. I said I was getting risky with my tight end. Colston Loveland of the Chicago Bears versus the Cincinnati Bengals. You brought up Kyle Monungai and this juicy matchup. This matchup is just as juicy for the tight end position. And everyone in Chicago is banged up. DJ Moore's got an injury. Sorry, I mentioned his name.
That's crazy.
Roma Dunze's injured. Luther Burden's hurt. You brought up DeAndre Swift is banged up. So the opportunity for Colston Loveland to be the focal point of this passing attack is there. So 4 teams on a bye, Philly's on a bye, Dallas Goedert. There's a good chance he finds his way in the lineups. Cleveland,
Tampa Bay.
Harold Fannin,
Yep.
another guy, and
Kate Otten.
Njoku. Like, these are guys who
And
are
Mason
being
Taylor,
yeah.
as well. The Jets running by.
Like,
They're startable tight ends
yeah,
on bye week
yep.
this week.
Colston Loveland is a great streaming option. If he is out there, go snag him up. Keep him on your bench because the matchups for Colston Loveland rest of season are really good. So
Yeah,
if he does pop off here against Cincinnati, I think rest of season it's just going to be momentum forward for him. He was the first tight end drafted. Let's not forget that, over Tyler Warren. I think we can count on Colston Loveland here this week in Cincinnati. It's a little risky, but the matchup's juicy. He's been involved. He played 81% of the snaps last week. I know Cole Kmet wasn't out there, but the last 2 weeks, Colston Loveland has been more involved and on the field. So here with this juicy matchup against the Bengals and potentially being the focal point of the passing game, I think it's worth the shot on a high drafted player. Like the Bears used a top 10 pick on this guy. We loved Colston Loveland here at the podcast. So I like the risk this week with Loveland at the tight end spot here with the Bengals, against the Bengals.
Yeah, no, I do like that a lot. I think he has very high upside in this offense, especially versus the Bengals defense. We can't badmouth the Bengals defense enough. We love them for fantasy. So I just love any Bear that's out there this week. I'm not going to lie. Maybe even that guy I'm not going to name.
This will be the week he doesn't play. All right, those are our W Energy plays of the week. W Energy, good, clean energy. Be better. Eat that dub. W Energy, use the code DRAFTEDUP for a cool 10% discount anytime, anywhere. W.gg is the website, or search W in your app store. That's DUBBY. Be better. Eat that dub. All right, you ready to jump into these week 9 matchups?
Oh, yeah, man. A couple good games this week. Hopefully it's better than last week, dude. Last week's games were freaking balls, dude. Last week was, disgusting.
Yeah, I managed not to watch a ton of football last week. The Vikings really brought down my mood on Thursday, where I was just at zero interest in. And then, you guys lost Cam Scatterville. I wasn't here for that.
That mood hit me. Yeah, that mood hit me Monday or Sunday for sure.
I was on my way out of Walmart, and I got the ESPN alert, and I showed Ash, and Ash loves Scatterville. That's her dude. And she was devastated. She's refusing to cut him off her fantasy squad. She's keeping him on the IR all year.
Love it. Stay strong.
Yeah, the Scat Man. All right. The Minnesota Vikings travel to Detroit to take on the Lions. The Lions are 8.5-point home favorites, and over-under at 48.5.
The prodigal son returns, baby.
Yes.
Yeah.
J.J. McCarthy is back, and what a way to come back. Hey, here's the Detroit Lions, hot off an Aiden Hutchinson extension. So
money. Yeah, well-deserved money,
kudos.
For
this is going to be a tough test for McCarthy. Christian Darrisaw didn't practice today, so he might be without his left tackle. Brian O'Neill's going to be back, so we get the right tackle back. So we'll see how the line fares there. But I'm just glad I will not have to watch Carson Wentz play football this week. Even if McCarthy does bad, he has the built-in excuse of being injured and not playing a ton and still essentially being a rookie. That mistakes are okay. He's growing as a prospect, whereas Carson Wentz was unbearable to watch on. So
yeah, I would much rather watch a young kid struggle than watch a really old veteran struggle. Because when it happens, it's like Carson Wentz, Kirk Cousins, Andy Dalton. It's just really sad, and we don't need to watch it. If J.J. McCarthy struggles, it is what it is. He's playing a really good Lions defense. It's no different than Cam Moore down in Tennessee. Like, yeah, he's struggling all year, but it's fine this year. It is what it is. Coaching staff's not that great. He doesn't have phenomenal weapons. So, yeah, it is what it is if JJ comes out and struggles, but I think he's going to play all right. I don't think he's going to play phenomenally. I don't think he's going to shit the bed at all, but I expect him to look all right.
Yeah. I can't start him, but
it'll
be interesting to see how the offense looks here. The Lions give it up in the passing game, so you're obviously not benching Justin Jefferson regardless, but Jordan Addison, I think he's in play here as a low-end wide receiver 2, high-end flex play.
Yep.
That's it. Like, the running backs are tough. You guys brought up on Tuesday Aaron Jones or Jordan Mason rest of season. I probably lean Aaron Jones just because, the Vikings have a a schedule where they're going to be playing from behind or in games that are going to be, close. So I think we'll be seeing more Aaron Jones because he's going to be the pass catching back. There's not a ton of opportunities for the Vikings to be blowing teams out that leads to a Jordan Mason run the clock out game. So if I had to play one of them this week, I would lead Aaron Jones. Jordan Mason, you can play him, but I'm trying to keep him out of my lineup. TJ Hawkinson, no thanks. I'm moving on.
Even if you guys did have a lot of games where you could be quote for quote winning, you guys play a lot of close football. You guys really don't blow teams out of the water. That's not what Minnesota does. And that's the same reasons I would take Jones for sure. I think he's going to eat up a bunch of catches from here on out for the rest of the year. Jordan Mason is going to be the between the tackles running back, and I don't think that's going to be heavily used in your offense. I think you can flex Aaron Jones if you need to, though. I'm not starting Jordan Mason at all this week. Yeah. I'm out on that.
What about Hawkinson before we move to the Lions?
No, I cut Hawkinson. I cut Hawkinson 2 weeks ago.
TJ Hawkinson's getting into that Mark Andrews boat for me where I'm just like, dude, this guy might be washed. He's done. Kenyon Sadiq,
man, I don't
Oregon tight end to Minnesota in the draft. That's gonna be my new
man. Like he's still
stand on business.
Still young. He's still athletic, but I think his injury last year, or like a year and a half ago, whenever it was,
that's
really
true. Yeah.
I think that took a lot out of him, like a lot of his running ability. He wasn't a great runner to begin with, so I think he lost that burst he had.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe next year, Hawkinson's going to be a cheap option in fantasy that he might be somebody to target. Detroit side, Jahmyr Gibbs, put him in your lineup. I kind of like Jameson Williams this week. The Vikings can get beat deep in the secondary. The offensive coordinator came out and he was like, yeah, Jameson Williams, like this start he's having, that's on me, not him. Like I need to fix that. I'm the problem there. And we saw what a guy like Devonta Smith did against Minnesota. So I think Jameson Williams is a sneaky good play this week for the Lions. And obviously Amon-Ra's in your lineup. Sam Laporte is a fine play as well. It's really the two question ones are Montgomery and Goff. You could play both of them, but I'm not as confident in them two as I am the other 4 with Gibbs.
I would play Montgomery. I'm cool with him. I'd play him probably over Aaron Jones. I'm not going to lie to you. I'd probably play Gibbs. I'm playing Montgomery. Amon-Ra, obviously. Laporte, obviously. I'm cool with that. And I agree with Williams. His games have come kind of every other game. Week 4, big week. Week 6, big week. And then they had a bye week, week 8. So theoretically, big week incoming for Jameson Williams versus secondary that can get beat. So I don't think it's going to be a close game. So the touchdown's probably going to have to come early for Jameson Williams, or it's probably not going to come at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would lean in full PPR. I would lean Aaron Jones over David Montgomery. Half PPR or no PPR. I would swing Montgomery there over AJ.
Yeah, for sure. And reminder, if anyone's playing no PPR, completely get out of that league.
Yeah,
at least play half point.
Call your commissioner and protest.
Yeah.
And if you're the commissioner,
go on strike.
Give up your job.
Oh, yeah, hand it over to someone else. Let someone else take the reins because they obviously know what they're doing. We're not out here playing non-PPR football. That's crazy, dude.
Those were the dinosaur days of fantasy football.
Old school, for sure.
Anything else in this game? I don't think so.
I don't think so, man. I think this game's really straightforward, to be honest. You would start Addison over James Williams?
Yeah, it's safer bet. And Vikings probably play from behind. Yeah. I think there's more touchdown upside with Jordan Addison. That's what he does. He just scores touchdowns every week.
I agree. It's true.
I'm picking the Lions.
I'm also picking Detroit. Sorry, brother.
Not happy about it, but I'm gonna do it. The Indianapolis Colts, they travel to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers. Colts 3-point road favorites, over under set at 50.5. Indianapolis Colts, man, are they making me eat my words for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? They just keep coming out here and whooping ass every week. Like, I keep joking that I wouldn't put them in my top 5 of my power rankings just to stand on my point, and that's impossible at this point. They might be the best team in football.
I said that a couple weeks ago, dude. Like, people are afraid to say the Colts are the best team in football, and it is sticking true, dude. Like, if they're not one, they're top 3 easily. They have to be with how good they're playing. And as good as Danny Jones is, man, it is truly on the back of Jonathan Taylor. He has been out of this world, amazing season so far. there's a legitimate chance he comes really close to the rushing touchdown record because of the extra game now. He just has to keep up this pace. 4 of the 8 games, he's had 3 touchdowns. He's on an insane pace right now, dude. He's playing out of this world.
Yeah. Jonathan Taylor, you guys brought up putting him in the MVP race. I have no qualms with that as well. He's just been an absolute machine here for the Colts. Daniel Jones, my play of the week. Yeah, I think you lock him in. Michael Pittman, lock him in. He's a top 15 play at the wide receiver position. Josh Downs returned to practice today. I'm cool playing him. He's been really good for PPR, double digits the last 3 weeks, in full PPR at least. So I think you could take the shot on Josh Downs here in this high over-under, and obviously Tyler Warren, put him in your lineup as well. You're not going to bench Tyler Warren, who's been incredible here for the Colts. What a pick that's been.
Yeah, no, I think the Colts are one of those teams that are really straightforward at this point. Like, you're starting Danny Jones most weeks. He's pretty close to like a 8 to 10 ranged quarterback every single week. You're starting Jonathan Taylor. You're starting Michael Pittman. You're starting Tyler Warren. And Josh Downs, you can throw into a flex spot and just hope for the best. Like you said, in full point PPR, double digits, 3 straight weeks. So the Colts are a really good offense. They're a really good defense, and they're going to get the job done regardless.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and even if Downs wasn't out there, you can make that same case for Alec Pierce, that you can throw a shot at him as well. The number 2 option in Indianapolis does seem to produce flex numbers for you at fantasy position.
For sure.
Pittsburgh, DK Metcalf. It's been a ride. It has been a great one. Hasn't been a bad one.
No, it's been a full touchdown-based ride.
Yeah, but in a game that likely is a shootout, your play of the week there with DK, I'm cool with it. I think he's a low-end wide receiver 2 flex guy this week. And Jaylen Warren. And that's it for me in Pittsburgh. I would pick up Roman Wilson after last week, but he's not someone I'm playing. I would watch, see if his snap counts go up. Maybe he does become the number 2 option here in Pittsburgh that they desperately need. And, he's the type of receiver who thrives with Aaron Jones, and Aaron Jones likes the way he plays. He's, those quick cut routes and just, good underneath guy who can stretch the field a little bit, but someone that he can rely on underneath when things get a little feisty.
You called Aaron Rodgers Aaron Jones. I'm just going to let that one slide. You did. It's fine. And I'm not letting this slide, to be honest. I'm calling you out on it. I'm cool with getting Roman Wilson on a roster at this point, just in case. He had a big week last week. Calvin Austin's not that guy. He's a fine football player. He's not a fine fantasy start guy. Mm-hmm. I'm really only starting Jaylen Warren and DK Metcalf for the Steelers side. Those are my only confident guys.
Jaylen Warren, absolute dog. What a superstar he's been.
Oh, yeah.
For the Steelers. He has completely kept my dude Caleb Johnson off the field, while Caleb Johnson kind of helped himself there in that matter as well.
And he is a guy that in the upcoming weeks, like after this week, it's pretty much predominantly all green up until the playoffs. So Jaylen Warren might be a guy that's getting team to the playoffs. He's going to have an amazing stretch of time coming up.
Yeah, but I agree. DK and Jaylen Warren are the only ones who you're locking in your lineup.
Yeah, for sure. You think Rodgers is streamable in a game where he's going to be passing a lot?
Yes, but I'd rather take the shot on Caleb Williams again, even though that's bit both of us in the ass the last 2 weeks. I'd rather take the shot on Jackson Dart, even Matt Stafford against the Saints. I think there's better options. But if your market's kind of packed up, yeah, you can start Aaron Rodgers. But I think there's better options out there.
I agree. I think there are better options, but if you're in a deeper league and you got to stream Rodgers, I think there is high touchdown upside because of them playing from behind.
Who wins here?
The Colts.
I think I picked the Steelers in our pick'em in our home league,
just to be spiteful.
And no, because I did my picks on Tuesday, and I'm like, hey, I could see Pittsburgh winning, but just talking about the game, I'm like, I don't think there's a way Pittsburgh wins this game. So yeah, I'm picking the Colts.
I think what's the spread? I'm sorry, I missed that.
3.
Oh, well, I was gonna say if it was 6 or 7. I think they cover
3 on the road for Indy.
Yeah, I get that. Still, I don't think they even cover the 3, to be honest.
Pittsburgh doesn't cover.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you meant Indy. I'm like, wow, close game.
No. If it was 6 to 7 points, I think Pittsburgh could cover that. They're not covering 3, I don't think.
The Los Angeles Chargers travel to Tennessee to take on the Titans. The Chargers are a 9.5-point road favorites. The over-under set at 43.5. Let's just knock the Titans out of the way.
Yeah, let's get the Titans done real quick.
Tony Pollard, he's questionable. I don't know if he practiced today. I didn't see any Titans reports. He's almost unplayable, though, because the Titans are just so down and he's not involved in the pass. And Tyjae Spears has just been eating more and more. Like,
amazing.
I would rather play Tyjae Spears. If I had to play a Titans running back, I'm playing Tyjae Spears over Tony Pollard right now.
This week I'm possibly even going forward. Tony Pollard did practice in full, so he is most likely going to play. I'm still starting Spears over him, dude. He's more explosive.
Do the Patriots trade for Tony Pollard? There's rumors going around the Patriots want to trade for a running back. I can't imagine Tony Pollard's going to cost a lot from the Tennessee Titans.
No, he's not. I could see it, I guess. Man, New England just loves those inefficient running backs. I do get it. It is their type, brother. But no, Spears is the running back I would like to play. If you still have to play Tony Pollard for some odd reason, he's like an RB3 going forward. He's like a flex guy. He's not going to be an RB2, top 24 kind of guy. But man, oh man, I do not want to play him. I would much rather start Tyjae Spears.
Yeah. Chimeri DK?
Yeah, I think so. I kind of think so, man. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, Tennessee's playing from behind a ton, and he has been the dude the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, week 7 was his quote for quote big breakout game. It was 4 for 70 with a touchdown. And then last week he saw 8 targets. He brought in 7 of them from 93. I brought up on Tuesday. This dude was drafted before Eric Ayumater, so he has more draft capital. It seems that it's more clicking with Cam Moore now than it was with Ayumater early on in the season. And Calvin Ridley's Calvin Ridley, dude. He's not that dude right now. So
even if Calvin Ridley gets back out there, I think DK is the wide receiver 1 for this team rest of season.
I kind of agree. I went out and got him in our home league. I spent a little bit of fab on him. I didn't have to. I was the only one to honestly put money on him, but I was pretty happy to get him. I think going forward, he's going to be a little sneaky kind of guy.
Yeah, and that's it for Tennessee. That's it. Nobody else.
Yeah. Spears and DK.
Yep.
Maybe Tony Pollard in the flex if you need him. That's it. That is it.
Tony Pollard if you're desperate. The other two.
I don't even know if other guys should be rostered. Like, not even like possible start, sit. They should be cut.
Yeah. I think you can move on from Ayumater. I think you can move on from Calvin Ridley. And obviously you shouldn't be rostering
Chig. Yeah, or Cam Ward for sure.
Yeah. The Chargers, a little bit more difficult.
All of them.
You
have to play all of them.
Ladd McConkey's been limited the last 2 days at practice, so keep an eye out on that. This could be a game where maybe Ladd's not needed as much, and we see more Quentin Johnston, who had a nice gooser on Thursday.
But would you be willing to sit Ladd off the heels of 10 targets, 15 targets, 9 targets, 7 targets? You can't bench Ladd.
If he doesn't get a practice in full on Friday, it's tough to put him in there with confidence.
It's so tough to bench him, though, dude. With the bye weeks and the injuries.
I agree. But that is just something to prep for, that Ladd McConkey could be a letdown this week. Like,
yes, don't hold him into the regards he has been the last 4 weeks, but I'm still starting Ladd McConkey. You have to start Ladd, especially in this matchup. Like, I do love Kalani Vidal, obviously, but maybe the run game doesn't get going like it did last week, and it's kind of stutters, and they have to rely in the pass game. I'm starting Ladd regardless. I get he hasn't practiced, but most likely he's out there on the field.
Yeah. Quentin Johnston or Keenan Allen this week?
None of the above. I'm playing both. Give me huge, I think.
I would also lean Quentin Johnston. Tennessee struggles more with the bigger, taller frame, wide receivers, and I think Johnston, this is just going to be the tail of his season. Rest of the year, it's going to be annoying. But he's going to be a guy who's going to get you 2 or 3 points, and then you're going to bench him, and then on your bench he's going to get you a nice cool 30. So I would go Johnson over Keenan Allen, and I'm still rolling with Arondé Gadsden. Like, I don't think you can move on from him, and this could be a week where maybe he's not needed, but I think that's just going to be the case with the 4 of the Chargers' weapons rest of year. but I think Lad's going to be the more consistent one, and then it's just figuring out the other three going forward. But I can't find a way to bench Gadsden after these two performances he's had.
No, there's no way you can bench Gadsden this week. You can't do it. But like you said, you have to look at all four of these guys. All four of them are not going to get fed. 5 if you count Kamani Vidal. Like, he's been eating the last couple weeks as the starter. So that's 5 guys that people have high fantasy expectations for. All 5 are not going to be, quote for quote, starts of the week this week. So just be weary about that, but I'm starting all 5 of those guys.
Yeah. Justin Herbert?
Yes.
Yeah, agree. Him or Bo Nix? Bo Nix, tough matchup. Houston, their defense been really good. Bo last 2 weeks, 8 touchdowns.
God, the bench Bo Nix would be insane. And Tennessee could be a blowout where I think Bo Nix might be in a little bit of a closer game. So give me Bo Nix.
Okay. I also would lean Bo. I did bench Bo in our home league. I put in Daniel Jones this week.
Respectable.
Yeah.
I understand that.
Okay, I think we're both picking the Chargers here.
Yes, sir.
Okay. The Atlanta Falcons travel to New England to take on the Patriots. The Pats are 5.5-point home favorites. Over under set at 44.5. Ramondre.
Hear me out. We've had some crazy road teams as wild favorites, but New England's at home and they're only favorite 5, and the Falcons just got blown out by a couple terrible teams. Like, what are we doing here? New England's playing legitimate playoff football. Atlanta's not. This spread should be at least 7.5, 8.5.
This just feels though like a game like the Falcons would hang in. Maybe that's what Vegas is thinking, because like the Falcons have played better against better teams, and like they're so inconsistent. You don't know what you're getting. But I do understand having a better line there. Ramondre hasn't practiced the last 2 days with this toe injury. The Patriots signed Dearness Johnson. So keep an eye on that. Maybe this is the Trevian Henderson show. I don't know. But that's just what I'm pulling for. But monitor the Ramondre toe thing. If he's not out there, I think you can take the flyer on Trevian Henderson. Drake May, keep him in your lineup. Atlanta's been good against the pass, despite Tua ripping them up for 4 touchdowns last week. Tough to move on from Drake May, though. And really, like, how do you sort out the passing room? Like, Diggs, Booty, Mac Hollins is now more involved. Like, can you play any of those 3 with confidence?
Oh, you can play Booty with confidence. Last 3 weeks, he's gone double digits, all 3 of them. He's had 4 touchdowns in 3 weeks, over 55 yards in all those games, one of them close to 100 yards. I'm starting Booty with extreme confidence, and I'm cool with Steph Diggs as well.
You'd lean Booty over all those guys.
Yeah, I would rank them Booty, Diggs, and then decently spaced with Mac Hollins, but I'm cool with Diggs and Booty starting.
I would agree. I'm less in on Diggs, but I'd rather start Booty if I had to start one of them. How do you shape out the running back room? If Ramondre's not out there, you just throw in Trevian Henderson right in the lineup, or is it going to be a case where they're still splitting time and Trevion's not getting the load? Like, how would you handle that as a Ramondre owner?
No, I would take the chance on Henderson, even if Ramondre plays. He looked good late in the game. I get he fumbled, but Ramondre's been fumbling all season, so... Yeah. Can Mike Vrabel really have a gripe about a fumble? Because Ramondre's literally fumbled 5 or 6 times this season. I'm cool with Henderson. Like I said, he had 10 for 75, 7.5 a carry. He looked good last week. So Ramondre hasn't looked good for most of the season, to be honest. He's just been getting the volume and the touchdowns. Mm-hmm. With a toe injury, how more inefficient is he going to be? Like, he's already averaging like 2 point some yards a carry. What's he going to average 1 yard a carry this game? We got to give Henderson the rock at some point, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
That's coming from me, dude. Like, what are we even talking about here?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there in New England. I need to get eyes on the field and see what Trevian Henderson is doing in practice that Mike Vrabel is not playing him at all. Like,
just a bad practice, guy.
I just want a shot. I just want to get a shot. Atlanta. Michael Penix back? I haven't heard anything. I would assume.
Yes, I believe so. He has been limited all week, but it is looking like he's going to play.
Thank goodness for that, because I love Kirk Cousins. I don't know if I can watch him play football anymore. And the Falcons need Penix out there. I know Drake London's been back in a limited capacity as well, so I would expect him back. Get the Falcons back at full strength. So you'll play your Falcons, London, Bijan, and I think Kyle Pitts is a fine play this week. I think you can piggyback off his decent performance last week. In a streaming option.
He's also limited with an ankle injury. He hasn't practiced in full. So him, Drake London, none of these guys have practiced in full. So maybe Darnell Mooney, but again, look what he did last week with a quarterback that loved him the year prior. I don't know, man. Like Drake London, if he plays, you're obviously playing him, but he might not play. Michael Penix might not play. Kyle Pitts will probably play, but he hasn't practiced. Bijan's the only guy I'm playing with full-blown confidence on the Atlanta side.
Patriots? We're going chalk here? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm taking Patriots and that spread, dude. I think they're going to cover that very easily.
All right, get ready. The Carolina Panthers travel to Green Bay to take on the Packers. What do you think the spread is for this one?
10.5.
Oh, 13.5 in favor of the Green Bay Packers. Yikes. The over-under set at 44.5. Bryce Young should be back. He practiced in full today and yesterday. So, and that's good for Carolina. Andy Dalton came out and said he played last week with a broken thumb. And so, Carolina, though, they're easy to sort out for fantasy. Teteroa McMillan, you're putting him in your lineup. He's been good this year. I think he's in that same boat as like DK Metcalf and Jameson Williams, a low-end wide receiver too. Flex guy. I think he's got a little bit more upside than both those two, though. Legette's questionable. I don't think you play him anyways. And then I think you can play both running backs just because we don't know how that backfield's sorting out. They say they're going to give Rico more work. So I think you could plug him in again this week. You could stick with Chuba Hubbard. And that's it. It's just those three guys, Chuba, Rico, and Teteroa for me, for Carolina.
Yeah, I totally agree. If you had to pick one of the backs, who are you picking more confidently? I'm going Rico.
Yeah. I'm gonna go the more bruiser style. I think that if Carolina wants to hang with Green Bay, they're gonna have to play smash mouth football, and I think that leans more towards Rico Dowdle than Chuba Hubbard.
Yeah, no, I totally agree, and I think the reports of him getting more carries going forward, I think they're going to be legit.
Yeah. And then Green Bay, they're wearing their weird throwback uniforms with the brown helmets that look like an old football helmet. So I can't wait to see what Romeo Dobbs' Guardian cap looks like this week because his always looks ridiculous.
It's going to be insane, dude.
It's going to look like a poop emoji. And I can't wait. But Green Bay, Jordan Love, put him back, keep him back in your lineup. I know it's been a little shaky, kind of, teetering under QB1 performances, but last week ripped up Pittsburgh, Carolina. He can shred them up. I don't think you can move on from Jordan Love. Tucker Kraft, we love the guy. He's been great. Top 2 tight end this year. He's tight end 1 in points per game. I think he's just tight end 2 on the season. So keep him in your lineup. How do you sort out the Green Bay receiving room? Is it still just lean Dobbs? Christian Watson came back and he was, 4 targets and he caught all 4, I believe, for 85 yards.
85, played over 50% of snaps. I'm still taking Romeo over him, but Christian Watson, you could start him if you need a flex guy just in case. Imagine if he added a touchdown to that line, 4 for 80-something, a touchdown in his first week back off a major injury last season. So this is the guy that Matthew Golden was supposed to be in it. Matthew Golden was literally 3 catches for 4 yards last week.
Matthew Golden, it's so weird because he hasn't been bad. From an efficiency basis, his targets have been great, and when he gets the ball, he's been efficient with the ball in his hands. But he's just not getting a ton of targets. And then last week was his real first dud, where it was 3 catches for 3 yards,
4 yards.
Yeah, so that was the first time where he was inefficient with the ball. So, he's someone I'm not cutting him. I'm just keeping him on my bench. In Dynasty, I would try to go out. Maybe I can get him for cheap because I do think there's a good future there in Green Bay with Matthew Golden. But for redraft this year, I don't know how much juice he's going to give you. But I like Watson as a potential upstart flex play if you need to play spoiler, need just a you're down a ton, and you just need to shoot for upside a lot, like Christian Watson there. And then Josh Jacobs, for sure. Obviously, you're not.
Oh, one of the best.
You're not moving on from Josh Jacobs, who's been so good in Green Bay. that might be our first like flub on the podcast, like because we were so out on Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, for sure. He's literally had a touchdown in every game except one, and that was week 3 versus Cleveland, who has one of the best run defenses in football. So, God forbid a man doesn't score a touchdown.
Yeah. I'm going Green Bay here. I like to think Carolina covers, but you never know what Panthers team you're going to get.
Yeah, exactly. I would go Green Bay. I think it's going to be close to the 13-point spread. I think they could cover, though.
All right. Denver, the Broncos travel to Houston to take on the Texans. The Texans are 1.5-point home favorites. The over-under is 39.5. So
that is disgusting.
Vegas tells us this is a defensive game. Patrick Surtain, I saw you guys brought up on Tuesday. He's going to miss some time. He is. There were some talks they might even put him on IR. So we'll see there. Yeah. Nico Collins deemed healthy, so he's going to be out there. Good to go. And I think you can lock him right into your lineup, especially with no Pat Surtain. Nico Collins should feast on Sunday. Do you or can you start any of the other Texans pass catchers, Xavier Hutchinson or Jalen Knoll or Dalton Schultz?
How dare you forget the healthy Christian Kirk? He's been practicing in full, Theo. No, I'm not starting any pass catcher besides Nico. I literally made Dalton Schultz my start of the week because there was no other pass catcher, and Dalton Schultz went out and got 3 points because he's so bad.
I also picked him up in a ton of leagues because all my tight, like I had a ton of stock in Joku.
It should have worked.
And I was like, oh yeah, Dalton Schultz, no one's there, and I'm like, God, I fucking hate this guy.
I hate that guy.
He is my mortal enemy,
that guy.
Dalton Schultz.
Yeah, for sure. Nico's the only pass catcher I'm playing. Woody Marks is the only running back I'm playing.
Woody Marks did come up on the practice report today as questionable with a hip injury or a calf injury. So that worries me a bit, especially if it's a calf. This might be a more Nick Chubb game. I see that. So be weary of Woody Marks coming up late on the practice report.
I'm not playing him versus Denver, dude. I'm not playing Nick Chubb versus Denver. I couldn't do that. Because, like, for a running back to have success versus Denver, they're going to have to get a couple catches here and there to make their fantasy day relevant. Unless Nick Chubb lucks into a touchdown, his game's going to be pretty bad.
Yeah. No, I agree, but and I don't think you can play C.J. Stroud either. The Texans, it might literally just be Nico Collins and Woody Marks if he's out there.
Yeah, man, I agree. Woody Marks is obviously questionable after that calf injury. You're telling me, I would start him if he's going to play. Like Friday, he comes out, practices, he's good to go.
Asking for a friend. Woody Marks or Tyjae Spears?
Tyjae Spears.
Okay, that's who's
healthier. He's been more explosive.
That's who's in my friend's lineup after the news of the Woody Marks thing broke.
I think your friend made the right decision. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah, I agree. On the Denver side, the Texans' defense has been good, again, to prevent fantasy points. So, tough matchup for Bo Nix and the wide receivers. Tough to bench Bo, though. 8 touchdowns the last 2 games. I think I'm more confident and comfortable to play Bo Nix than I am the passing options. Like, I think if you could pivot out of Courtland Sutton, you could. And I don't think you would have to force Troy Franklin in after the big week last week either.
Courtland Sutton you could still play. He's going double digits every single week except 2. Like, it's either he's really involved with like 10 targets, 8 targets, 9 targets, or he's just not involved in all in the script. His 2 dud games, he's only seen 4 and 3 targets, and those are by far his least targeted games on the season. I'm still cool with Sutton playing.
Asking for the same friend, Courtland Sutton or Quentin Johnston?
Give me Courtland Sutton.
Okay. Courtland Sutton or T. Higgins if Joe Flacco's out there?
I'd probably lean Sutton over T. Higgins.
Okay.
But those guys are a lot closer than Quentin Johnson was with those 2 guys.
Okay. What about Franklin?
Not over any of those guys, but I still think you can play him this week.
Okay. Like him or Wandale? Troy Franklin or
Oh my
Wandale?
goodness, you just keep naming people. Troy Franklin.
Okay. Well, I'm trying to find a line here for Troy Franklin because he's it was a popular waiver clip pickup. He was the number 1 wide receiver last week, so trying to figure out a way if you can sneak him into your lineup or not with the tough matchup. Evan Ingram, no.
Oh man, that one's rough. You got a couple, like we mentioned, a couple tight ends on the bye, and he's been fine since returning from the injury. He's caught at least 4 catches in every single game. He's gone pretty close to 40 yards in all of them. So if you're playing like full point PPR, he's gonna get you close to 7-8 points. He's an option as a guy that's gonna get you points going forward. Not a ton, but he's like a better version of TJ Hawkinson.
Yeah. Yeah, he kind of falls in that boat like Zach Ertz always kind of falls in. Like, you need 7 points from your tight end. Evan Ingram's got your back.
For sure. He is Zach Ertz this year, but Zach Ertz has a higher touchdown upside. I don't think Evan Ingram has much of a touchdown upside. He's only got 1 all year.
And then Denver's running crew. My mic came unplugged.
You didn't have to clarify what happened. Crazy man.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it'll affect the audio because you were talking out of my phone.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
No, you're good. Yeah. You're good. J.K. Dobbins, I'm starting for sure. I'm not really messing with R.J. Harvey. I get he had a huge week, but it's a really tough run defense. Again, he's going to have to break a couple runs for him to be any type of relevant. He only had 8 touches last week, and he scored on 3 of them.
So good with those touches, though.
He did. He did, for sure.
So good. Honestly, you guys talked about if you're an RJ owner, do you go and trade him off that hot game? I'm also in the same boat. Like, I could try to throw him out there, see if you can upgrade. But I'm also in the boat where I would kind of go and try to acquire him too. Maybe see if I can still get him after that game, or if he has a dud game here this week as we're approaching trade deadlines for fantasy. Maybe try to snag him up. I'm going Denver here, even though they're the underdog. I still think they beat Houston. Hey, well, also Houston.
It's crazy that Houston has just been favored these last 2 weeks, bro.
They were favored against the Niners, and we gave them a crock of shit, and they won.
Yeah, and I'm gonna eat my words again. Give me Denver, dude, and I don't think it's gonna be particularly close.
Yeah.
What's the spread? What is the spread? I mean, I pick them Denver, so they're covering
1.5. It's a toss up. Yeah.
1.5. Give me Denver by 4.
Yeah. All right. The San Francisco 49ers travel to New York to take on your New York Football Giants. The over-under's nice, 48.5. What do you think the spread is for this game, Nick?
7.5.
Niners are favored by 2.5.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Man, the Lions really hate the Niners, dude. They're like, the Niners are no.
Vegas is probably like, eventually these injuries have to catch up to them, and it kind of looks like that's happening. Because they weren't great against the Texans. And their defense is banged up. Their offense is banged up. So I get it. Brock Purdy
been limited.
Yeah,
he'll probably play because Mac Jones is also probably not going to play, I believe.
Yeah, so we'll see how that works out. Anything on Ricky Pearsall?
He's most likely not playing. He hasn't officially been ruled out, but he's not practicing.
Obviously George Kittle and Christian McCaffrey are in your lineups. The 1 week I'm not here, or the one day I'm not on the podcast, and it was the day Christian McCaffrey appeared in the Players of the Week, WEAK. And I wasn't here for it.
Indeed.
Yeah, can you play a Niners receiver? Like, would you play Juwan Jennings or Kendrick Bourne if Brock Purdy's out there?
I think both are flexible. Neither are going to be like high end guys, but it's a really good matchup. The Giants have a defense you can pass on. And if you look at Kendrick Bourne, he had those really good games, and they were with Mac Jones. I get it. And then he had 2 really bad games, and they were versus Atlanta 2 weeks ago, which is a really good pass defense, and then Houston last weekend, which is a really good pass defense. So, like, I get his duds games are bad, but he did them versus really good pass defenses. The Giants do not have a really good pass defense. I would start Kendrick Bourne over Jawan Jennings, but I think both are flexible.
Okay, I'd actually lean the other way. I would start Jennings.
I get it.
If Purdy's out there, I would start Jennings. I was seeing if he had a full go at practice, and the first thing that comes up is, are the Giants targeting wide receiver Juwan Jennings in a trade? How would that make you feel?
Not great. Not gonna lie.
Okay. On the Giants side, Jackson Dart, I think, is a streamable option at the quarterback position. Wandale falls into that, flex option at the wide receiver spot. And I think you could play Tyrone Tracy. I'm not out on Tyrone Tracy. That's still my dude. And I think
he's flexible this week for sure.
Like I would play him over Tony Pollard. Easy.
Yeah, I probably would as well. I would have them really close to the same bucket, though. I wouldn't say easy, but I would play him over Tony Pollard.
Yeah. See, I think he'll swing right back in and do what he was doing for the Giants prior
Hopefully.
to the Scattaboo stuff. 10 for 39 yards, 2 grabs, 14 last week.
Yeah, he was all right.
Yeah,
he was all right. Yeah, he was decent versus Philly.
Yeah.
But he wasn't expected to come in and start toking the rock like that versus Philly. The game plan was Cam Scattaboo. So this game plan will be specifically for Tracy going forward. I expect him to average a little bit more than 3.9 carry, which he did last week. So if you're giving me 4.5 yards a carry, 15, 16 carries, you'll have a decent little fantasy game.
I would expect similar to like the Denver game where he was 9 for 46 and a touchdown, like efficiency-wise of the 5 a carry. Maybe drop that a little bit with more workload. That's it, though. Theo Johnson, we're not messing around with him.
No, thank you. Yeah. No.
All right. Who wins this game?
I'm taking the Niners. I think McCaffrey's going to have a bounce-back week. Purdy's a good game manager. I don't think he's a great quarterback, but he's a good game manager. And if you're out here with McCaffrey and Kittle and, Jennings is still a decent receiver at the end of the day, and Booty's played all right ball, I think they're good enough to get the dub.
Picking the Giants.
I don't like
I
it.
think the pass rush, like no matter who the core, like Purdy's going to be coming off this injury. He hasn't played, and it's a foot injury. So the pass rush against him. Mac Jones also been banged up. If he ends up playing, I think the pass rush eats him up too. That I think the Giants bounce back week here for them, and kind of ride that high, try to like do this for Scattaboo type mentality. I'm taking the Giants in the upset there. We'll differ. First time on the podcast today.
Interesting. I do like it though. I think it'll be a decently close game, and obviously Vegas does do 2.5 spread. So,
all right, let's round out these 1:00 games. The Chicago Bears travel to Cincinnati to take on the Bengals. The Bears are 2.5 point road favorites. Over under set at 51.5. The close line tells me Vegas thinks Joe Flacco's going to be out there. And
I agree.
If he's not, you're only playing Jamar Chase from the Bengals.
Only because you have to play him. There was a time when Browning was the quarterback. You were like, we got to play Chase, but it's not going to be fun. I agree. If Flacco's out there, I'm playing Brown, I'm playing Chase, I'm playing Higgins. I'm starting all my Bengals.
Yep.
Maybe even Joe Flacco. I'm not going to lie to you. Flacco's a streamable quarterback.
Joe Flacco's absolutely streamable if he's out there.
But if Browning's playing, Jamar Chase is the only guy I'm playing. Yeah. That is it.
Jake Browning's another guy I never want to watch play football again. He's in that.
I would second that.
Yeah. But man, how good did Chase Brown look against the Jets?
Oh, he's back, baby. He's back.
This is the Chase Brown that we were clamoring for all off season. And if Joe Flacco's out there, lock in Chase Brown, lock in T. Higgins, lock in Jamar Chase, and Flacco is a stream option. You can move on. The Bears are a little trickier because no one's practicing, so who knows who's going to be out there for the wide receiving room. And it's a shame because this matchup is so juicy for your offensive guys. So that's kind of how Kyle Monungai and Colston Loveland sneak into your plays of the week for the week. So I think if whatever Bears are out there for their name
You're
guys,
playing
whether
them.
it's DJ Moore, Rome Odunze, Luther Burden. He's the one I'm less.
Oh no. If DJ Moore's not out there and Luther Burden is, I probably wouldn't play him. I wouldn't take that chance. If DJ Moore doesn't play, I still wouldn't take a chance on Luther Burden.
Okay, yeah, that's what I said. He was the one that I'm least putting in my lineup. Luther Burden.
There's not a scenario where I'm playing Luther Burden in this game. Like, sure, if Rome Odunze and DJ Moore happen to both get hit by a bus, you can play Luther Burden.
Now, if neither of them play and Burden's out there, you play Burden.
Well, yeah, because they're getting hit by a bus.
Well, let's hope they don't get hit by a bus and it's just whatever ailments by. DJ Moore's like a hip or a groin, and I'm not sure what's going on with Rome. Monungai's a good play, even if Swift does get some practices in. I think you'll see more of a workload for Monungai because you can just run up the middle of this Bengals defense. So I think Monungai's a good play this week at running back. And then Rome and DJ Moore, if they're out there, Rome's a low end wide receiver 1 potentially, kind of high end wide receiver 2, and DJ Moore is a flex guy in that scenario. And then Loveland, I think even if those guys are out there, you could take the shot on them.
Yep, we summed up the Bears within 5 seconds. Whatever Bears are playing, you're playing the Bears.
Same game though, Caleb or Joe Flacco. Who would you rather stream?
Caleb. He's not hurt. Joe Flacco's 58 years old, and Caleb Williams is playing the Bengals defense.
Flacco or the other old man, Aaron Rodgers?
Flacco if he's out there.
Okay. Agree. Who wins here?
I'm going the Bears. I'm going to go with the Bears. Flacco's a little bit banged up. Even if he's out there, he's not a full go. I think the Bears are a good team at the end of the day, a well-coached team, a better coach than the Bengals team. I'm not going to lie to you.
Well, you don't gotta tell me about Zach Taylor. I've been trying to clamor that guy. Got fired for 2.5 years now.
Years at this point.
I hate that guy.
Give me the Bears.
He is a coward. I think if Flacco's out there, they win, but I don't know if he's out there, and I don't know if he stays out there, if he ends up out there at full strength. So I think it is. I'll take Chicago. If Joe Flacco was healthy, no AC joint injury, I would take the Bengals. I
would be picking the Bengals. I'm same boat. Yep.
All right, before we jump into our 4 o'clock games, let's shout out our other affiliate over at Finley Hats. Finley Hats are built for good times and long times. If your hat is damaged or destroyed, they'll replace it or repair it absolutely free. They offer free shipping, so that's pretty cool. They do weekly drops every Friday, 10 p.m. Eastern time. For us East Coast folks, it's a late night if you want to get a hat. But they do the mystery stuff every Friday. They do drops. They also have, just regular in-stock hats that aren't of limited runs, snapbacks, dad hats, beanies, all sorts of stuff. So check them out over at Finley Hats. Join the force. Click the link in the description. You'll get a nice 15% off your first purchase. All right, our 4 o'clock games start off. The New Orleans Saints travel to Los Angeles to take on the Rams. It's Tyler Shuck time. Oh, shucky ducky, quack, quack. My dude is the quarterback of the New Orleans Saints. The Rams, though, are 14-point home favorites against Tyler Shuck, making his first career start. Over-under set at 43.5. Puka Nacua was limited to practice. He's going to play.
He's playing.
Put Puka back in your lineup. Devontae Adams stays in your lineup. Kyron Williams stays in your lineup. Matt Stafford, he's a good play this week at quarterback. Should be a QB1. The Rams, we love them. They are the easiest team for fantasy football.
Yep. You know exactly what you're getting with the Rams. It's sure fit every week. Kyron, Puka, Adams, Stafford. They are what they are. You're playing all of them for the most part.
Yep.
In a chop league, I'm still rocking and rolling. And waivers already passed. I just happened to check the teams, free agents today. Scooped up Devontae Adams and Tucker Kraft. I was going to shout out Tucker Kraft when we talked about the Green Bay games. But I'm like, oh my God, these people are fools. Tucker Kraft cleared waivers, bro.
Good gets. It didn't have to spend any of that $1,000 fab.
Exactly. We're rolling, dude. We're rolling. That's my
Saints. Tyler Shuck there. How's that make you feel about Chris Olave? Does it make you? No, I feel the same. I feel the same with Shuck.
I disagree.
I still think he's going to get a ton of targets and be fine. I'm less comfortable Alvin
Do
Kamara's
you
just been bad
remember?
all year.
You remember
So,
how bad Spencer Rattler looked last year?
yes.
I think that's what we're going to get out of Tyler Shuck. Spencer Rattler figured out the NFL speed this year. Tyler Shuck's not going to have time to figure out the NFL speed going forward. I think it's going to be a pretty rough outing for a while. I think it's going to be fine.
Though
I don't
Spencer
think it's going to
Rattler
be
didn't
near
have
what Spencer
Olave
Rattler was.
for most of that, though. So
No, I get that, but like he did not look near an NFL quarterback.
Yeah.
He looked bad last year. He's looked fine this year for the most part.
I also think Shuck was a better prospect than Rattler coming out, so I'll give him a little leeway there. But I'm not worried about Olave. Shaheed, I kind of feel the same about him too. And Kamara's just been bad, so like it can't get worse for Alvin Kamara. Shaheed, I do think it's traded by Tuesday. So this could be the final game for Rashid Shaheed in a Saints uniform. I think if any of the Saints receivers get dealt, it's going to be him.
I think that would be phenomenal for him. I'm terrified for Shaheed. I'm worried about Olave. I'm terrified for Shaheed. Juwan Johnson might be the safest guy in my option because of where he plays slot, he move around, he can get the ball quick. Olave is going to need a little bit of time to develop routes, and I don't know if Shuck's going to have that time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's possible. We'll see. The Rams popular,
especially versus the Rams. That's what I mean. Yeah. Like I think Shuck's going to get rocked this week.
Yeah, I still think you could play Olave. I don't think it hurts him.
I'm still playing him. Oh no, I'm still playing him.
I'm on a linear line. I don't think no matter who the quarterback is, I'm comfortable with Chris Olave. Who could go out and get Shaheed? That's what I was trying to figure out. Washington. Terry McLaurin's out again. He'd be their one. I don't know what's going on with Debo now. Kamara, how do you feel about him?
Not great, but I'm still playing him if I have to. But he's also been limited again in practice, so he's not even getting full practices.
He just lives in that limited zone.
He's a flex guy this week. He's not near an RB2 in my eyes, but you still kind of have to play Kamara because he's still getting a ton of volume.
Him or Manungai?
If Swift doesn't play, Manungai. If Swift plays, give me Kamara.
Then what about the other hodgepodge groups of back? We talked Tyrone Tracy and Tyjae Spears and Tony Pollard.
I'd probably play him over Pollard. I'd probably play Spears over him. I'd probably play Kamara over Tracy.
Okay. Travion Henderson, if there's no Ramondre?
Yeah, give me the shot on Henderson.
Okay. I agree on all those. I would sway Tracy over Kamara. That's the only one we
I figured.
But they're toss up. I just think there's a better chance for Tracy to get a touchdown than Kamara. So that's where I lean.
Reasonable.
Tracy.
Yeah.
I also agree with Juwan Johnson. I think you can play him as well. I think he kind of has just a good floor at this point. And we'll see. We'll see what happens with Tyler Shuck here. I'm excited to see him play. I hope he does well. I loved Tyler Shuck through the process here. So Kellen Moore, we'll see what he's got here. And I still think he ends up as a quarterback next year. I don't think the Saints draft a quarterback in the first. I think they roll with Shuck all year next year. Yeah, I do. I
disagree.
Yeah, I think the Saints are shooting for the 2027 class. 2027 class. I don't think the quarterback.
Oh, man, that is dedication to your head coach, man. Yeah, that's crazy.
Well, hey, dude, they can't fire Kellen Moore.
I get that, so get him a quarterback.
I think they're going to see that a year and a half with Tyler Shuck, just like they did with Spencer Rattler. A year and a half.
I don't know, man. I do not know.
I just don't think they could be in position to draft Ruben Bain. And if I'm them, I would take Bain over any of the quarterbacks and just roll with Shuck next year. I think that's a better option.
Get that, but that's not how the NFL works, though. Like the Titans could have drafted Abdul Carter over Cam Ward, but they didn't. I think if the Saints have a chance to take Sellers, they're taking Sellers.
That's the only quarterback I would take if I'm the Saints.
Yeah, of course. The Saints are bad, dude. They're 1-7.
I think Sellers goes 1 if he's out, but I don't think the Saints get the first pick.
I mean, if the Titans have pick 1, they're not picking a quarterback. The Saints could easily have pick 2.
But I think someone jumps New Orleans then. Yeah.
And New Orleans could jump up to 1 though. Like,
They
I
could,
don't know.
yes.
I don't see a world where Tennessee or New Orleans quarterback is not a rookie next season. Yeah. I don't see that happening.
Okay. See, I think it will be Shuck unless Sellers is there. Then it'll be Lenore Sellers. But I don't think they take Mendoza or like Dante Moore or Ty Simpson. But I don't think those guys come out. Rams win here though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jacksonville. The Jaguars travel to Vegas to take on the Raiders. Joy. 2.5 point favorites for the Jags on the road. Over under set at 44.5. Yeah. Vegas. Ash and Genty. You're gonna keep playing him. Do you take the shot on Trey Tucker this week?
God, I mean, he's flexible. He don't expect much. Expect 8 to 16 points.
Jacoby Myers?
I would rather play Jacoby Myers over Trey Tucker.
Yeah. There's another guy. I think he gets dealt. So this could be his last game for the Raiders. So I also would definitely lean Myers. I think it could be a chance they just target him.
With him coming back, I don't think he gets dealt. I don't think they would play him if they had any type of trade in the deal on him risking getting injury. And from what I'm hearing, they want a day 2 pick, which is a second or third rounder. I think that's a little too much for Jacoby Myers.
I agree. And Brock Bowers is going to be back. So if you've been riding with Brock Bowers, you are so happy that he is back tenfold for you. Yeah, so Myers, low end, mid end flex guy. Trey Tucker, you need an upside shot, and then Brock Bowers lock in. Same with Ashton Genty, and that's it for Vegas.
Yeah, Genty and Brock are the only guys I'm really playing in this game. Mm-hmm. Other than that, you can flex the 2 receivers.
Yeah, Jacksonville, Brian Thomas, limited in practice, so keep an eye on him if he's not out there. Travis Hunter, we saw what he did 2 weeks ago prior to the bye. Heavy involvement on offense. I think he is in play to be a flex guy. And if Brian Thomas does miss time, I think you could find a way to squeeze in like Parker Washington.
I picked up Parker Washington a lot on waivers this week because I needed like low-end guys in deep leagues. So I'm with you on that one, dude. I think you could play these 3 receivers. You can flex Parker Washington. I agree.
Yeah. If Brian Thomas Jr. is out there, you're keeping him in your lineup.
Yeah. Brian Thomas, I'm playing. If he's playing, Travis Hunter, if he's playing, I'm playing. I'm playing all 3.
And then Travis Etienne?
Yeah, just take the shot. Yeah. He's the starting running back. He's getting volume. You got to take the shot on. I'd play him over Kamara.
It's not as exciting as it was at the beginning of the year. For
No.
But you just kind of eat your Wheaties and just keep him. And I agree. I would also play him over Kamara. I would play him over all the guys that we talked about before: Tracy, Spears, Pollard.
Yeah, I would play him over most of those guys, 100%.
Yeah. And then we're not messing around with Trevor Lawrence or Geno Smith.
No quarterbacks. No quarterbacks.
Man, something tells me the Raiders win this game. And I've been the Jaguars guy.
I mean, it could happen.
I don't know if Brock Bowers is coming back, but I'm still going to pick the Jaguars, though. I just think they're a better team.
Yeah, you're the one who said that the Raiders might win, not me, so I'm picking the Jags.
This happens every week. I say
I
feel in my gut, and I always pick the other team, so go out and pick the Raiders. Yeah, so we're both going Jacksonville. Here we go. Game of the week. The Kansas City Chiefs travel to Buffalo to take on the Bills. The Chiefs are 1.5 point road favorites. It's set at 52.5, which is the second highest over-under for the week. Kansas City, Rashee Rice, lock him in. Patrick Mahomes, lock him in. Kareem Hunt, lock him in.
With no Pacheco? Yeah, I'm cool playing Kareem Hunt. That son of a gun. It shouldn't even be him. It should be Smith. But I'm cool with Kareem Hunt.
So, I mean, do you think Brashard Smith is playable this week? No Pacheco. We know the Chiefs love to run a rotation of backs.
I wouldn't. I would. He should be rostered because of Pacheco being week to week.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't play him this week, but I am playing Kareem Hunt.
Yeah. Travis Kelce, put him in. He had a nice game on Monday night against the Commanders. He had a nice touchdown.
For sure.
Xavier Worthy. He's really the only
Yeah.
question mark in Kansas City.
I'm honestly playing every single option in this game, even Keon Coleman on the other side. It's this game.
Funny, that's what I was going to say. I was just like, even Keon Coleman?
Exactly. It's Kansas City versus Buffalo. Just on the shot that this game is 40-40, I am playing every single person in this game. You have to. You just have to at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm. The Buffalo side, James Cook, 200 yards last week. What a freaking machine he is. I brought it up on one of the episodes where Buffalo has been a little up and down, and those 2 losses they had in a row, they really weren't involving James Cook. And look what happens. They get James Cook rolling 200 yards, they win the football game. So I would expect a heavy dose of him this week. Josh Allen, obviously you're not moving him out of your lineup. Khalil Shakir's a good play. Dalton Kincaid as well. And then if you want to take the upside on Keon Coleman,
he's worth it.
Yeah, I get it.
Because theoretically, if this game is 40-40. He has to get into the end zone. Yeah, in order for that to happen, Keon Coleman has to score a touchdown.
This is the Gabe Davis game, so Keon Coleman's going to have 3 touchdowns.
Exactly. No one in the world thought Gabe Davis would go out there and score 3 touchdowns versus Kansas City. It could literally be Keon Coleman. You have to play every option in this game.
Is Coleman the one you're least comfortable with of all the crew?
Buffalo's crew?
All of them, even including Worthy.
No, I would play Worthy over Coleman. I would even take a shot on Hollywood Brown. I'm not going to lie to you, dude. I'd probably play Coleman over him, but I'm cool playing Hollywood.
Yeah. No,
So Hollywood be my last receiver. I wouldn't play like Josh Palmer. I wouldn't play Juju. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't play Elijah Moore. But I would play Rice, Worthy, Brown, Khalil Shakir, and Keon Coleman. Yeah. I would start all 5 of those guys.
If you sold because your team's out of the playoffs and you're just kind of throwing it together, I think Hollywood is a nice little upside play. Same with Keon Coleman as well. Who goes out here, wins this big heavy hitter?
Buffalo usually gets them in the regular season, but I got Buffalo going pretty far in the Super Bowl, so I think that kind of going to.
We both have Buffalo going to the Super Bowl.
I think it's going to
reverse this year.
I think it's going to switch this year. So give me Kansas City in the regular season and give me Buffalo when they play in the championship game.
I absolutely agree. I think the Chiefs win this game and then Buffalo gets them in the playoffs. I do. I think the tides turn this year. Same page, same mindset right there. So we're both going Kansas City.
Yep.
Sunday night. Seattle, the Seahawks travel to Washington to take on the Commanders. Seahawks 3-point road favorites over under set at 47.5. Good news, Washington. Jaden Daniels is back.
Oh, hallelujah.
But bad news. Terry McLaurin's out again. Hurt his quad.
Shocking.
Same quad injury, re-aggravated it. I wouldn't expect him back till after the bye week. So
I agree.
Debo, it's been rough going here for Debo lately. I would take the shot on Khalil Shakir and them over Debo Samuel, but
Khalil Shakir, maybe not like Hollywood and Keon Coleman.
No, not Coleman, not Hollywood. I would take the shot on Coleman over Debo.
With Daniels being out there and Terry McLaurin not, I'm cool with Debo going forward. He was coming off an injury last week, so I didn't expect him to be phenomenal. Obviously, he did dud, but I think Debo's in line to have a decent little week.
Devin Witherspoon's expected back. Debo's done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Did Dino? Anyone else
Zach Ertz?
I was going to bring up the running backs. I was going to say, can you play any of the Washington? Can you play Bill? Is really the question, because you're probably not playing McNichols or Chris Rodriguez. Can you play Bill?
You can play Bill if you want a guy that's going to get you under 6 points, because he's done it 3 straight weeks. So
I don't know what's going on there with he had that big game, and now he is so inefficient. It's frustrating.
I could not tell you.
Yeah. Zach Ertz is a fine play.
If Jaden Daniels is out there, I'm cool streaming Zach Ertz. That's my mindset.
Yeah. The other side, Jackson Smith and Jigba, we get him back. So congratulations, he'll be in the Players of the Week 2Es next week. It's him and Jonathan Taylor. They're just running rampant on that segment. Yeah. So JSN put him in. Sam Darnold, I think you could stream. Like, I would play Darnold over Rodgers and Flacco. I think I'd even play him over Caleb. I know Caleb's got the big ceiling play, but
not over Cincinnati.
That guy's dudded the last 2 weeks in great matchups.
I get it. I'm not benching a quarterback with that kind of game versus Cincinnati. Give me Caleb over Cincinnati.
Okay. I would lean Darnold. I think there's just a better floor.
They're close for him. Sure.
Yeah. They'd be back. Like, I would understand taking the shot on the upside and the much better matchup, but I'll just trust Sam Darnold, who's been a little bit more reliable than Caleb for fantasy. Cooper Kupp?
No.
Yeah or nay? No.
No.
What about the running backs? This is every week.
Oh my God, I hate this question every single week. I hate this question.
I would start both of them this week. I think both of them are startable.
Oh my God, Ken Walker hasn't even broke double digits since week 4. That is insane. Oh God. Yeah, start them both. I'm taking Charbonnet if I have to take one of them.
Okay, I would take Walker.
Of course you would.
I just think Washington, I think, is a team you could break one off, and Ken Walker, close to 4 yards a carry, over 4 yards a carry on the season. Last 2 weeks he hasn't broke 4, but he's been efficient.
Thumbs. We can move on. We talk about these guys every single week, dude.
It's because you got to play them. Running backs are a tough position. So
you play them and you're unhappy every single week for the most part, unless Charbonnet scores a touchdown and Ken Walker doesn't run backwards for 25 yards.
That hasn't really been happening this year.
Sure.
Who wins here?
Seattle.
I agree. I think they blow them out.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I would say, blow out. I think they blow the spread. The spread's 3. I think they at least double the spread.
Sure. Yeah. I take a blowout of anything over 10.
Yeah,
I don't think they beat them by 10.
Yeah. I think they win by a touchdown plus. Yeah. Monday night. Over-under set at 54.5. This is the big offense game. The Arizona Cardinals travel to Dallas, take on the Cowboys. The the Cowboys are 2.5-point home favorites. Dak Prescott against good defenses. It's been a little touch and go. Arizona's kind of middle of the road, so I'm not overly worried about Dak's performance this week. And then CeeDee Lamb, you're not benching him. Jake Ferguson, ride strong. Your play of the week. I don't care that he got a 0. You're not moving on from Ferg Daddy. And George Pickens, lock him in. Javonte Williams, keep him in. You play your Cowboys.
Yeah, I'm not benching any of them. Prescott, Williams, Lamb, Pickens, Ferguson, all starts.
Arizona, I think Marv, play of the week. My play of the week at wide receiver is the only lock. In my eyes, you can play Kyler Murray. You won't catch me playing Kyler Murray, but if you want to play Kyler Murray, the matchup is there. I understand. I don't know where you fall on Kyler this week.
Because it's Dallas, if he's playing, I'm taking a shot on Kyler.
Okay. Would you play him or Jared Goff against Minnesota?
Probably Kyler. I like the matchup a lot more.
Kyler or Caleb?
Caleb.
Okay.
They both have juicy matchups, and Caleb's not hurt.
What about Jaden Daniels? Kyler or Jaden Daniels? Jaden Daniels, tough matchup against Seattle. Doesn't have his weapons out there.
Probably
Coming off the injury. Okay. And then Bam Knight?
Start him.
Zonovan Knight?
Yeah, no, I'm starting Bam Knight easily. Like, he's the running back on this team this week.
Are they going to bring Carter back up for the game? I know they moved him to the practice squad, but
they released him and then re-signed him to the practice squad. He's still projected points. People think he's going to be activated because they did release Dearness Johnson. I don't know. If he's on the team, he's on the team, but Bam Knight's the running back this week versus Dallas. I'm playing him.
Yeah, I agree. I think you essentially Michael Carter and DeMarcado are just interchangeable. One of them will spell Bam Knight, but I think they're going to give Bam Knight most of the workload. That he could be a sneaky little play if you want to get frisky.
For sure.
That's it. We're not going to play a second Cardinals result. Trey McBride, obviously, always locked in the lineup. Michael Wilson.
No,
always out there, just getting cardio, never getting targets. Who wins here?
Give me Dallas bounce back week after getting blown out by Denver.
I also think Dallas wins handedly. Yeah. Ask me though if Jacoby Brissett plays, I'd be less confident in that pick.
I'm still picking Dallas.
Oh yeah, I would still pick Dallas, but I think there's a better chance the Cardinals win if Brissett would be the quarterback. Yeah. Offense is a little more functional with him. All right. Anything else?
No.
Cool.
I'm ready to
wrap
it up.
Wrap it up. Christmas time. Wrap it up. All right, let's Draft It Up podcast, week 9.
The Wrap It Up podcast?
The Wrap It Up podcast.
Where we teach people how to wrap presents?
Not this guy.
You
can teach me.
You can actually rap because you can rhyme. I can actually rap gifts because my ADHD. We can just go back and forth.
Christmas time, your boy's buying bags. Everyone's
buying bags.
I could not wrap a present if my life depended on it. Yeah. A little fun fact about me. All right. Like, rate, subscribe, review, wherever you watch or listen.
All the good shit. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Put in the comments your plays of the week. Should have said that during the plays of the week schedule. I don't have my docket up, so I obviously forgot. But yeah, comment if you disagree or agree with our plays of the week, or guys that you are confident in locking your lineups, put them out there. Or if you disagree with us on some of the games, if you think they go a different way, call us out on it. We appreciate it. Throw your comments out there. And if you haven't already, like, rate, subscribe, review, whatever it is, wherever you're listening and watching, whatever function that is, do it up. And we'll catch you guys on Tuesday.
We'll be here. Adios. Everyone have a good fantasy week. Week 9. Hopefully you kick ass. Don't get blown out. And if you do, week 10's going to be a brighter day. It is what it is.
Yeah. Might be deciding point to sell your team. This is the determining factor. Yeah.
It's very close to the line of, am I selling or am I buying? And
I gave in. I sold my home league team. Yeah.
You did. It is what it is. A heartbreaking time. Yeah. But if you're even on the line, buy in. All you have to do is make the playoffs. As long as you make the playoffs, any of those teams can win the championship. I've seen it 1,000 times. It doesn't matter if you have the stacked team. Any given Sunday, those guys can go out and shit the bed. Look at Bijan. Look at Christian McCaffrey this week. RB2, RB3 on the year. Both had under 10 points. Yeah. Super teams don't always win. As long as you make the playoffs, you can make a run. So buy in if you're on the bridge.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you guys next week. Adios.
We'll be here. Adios. Bye-bye.